Hello everyone, a very pleasant day to you. Federal government tightens grip on government-owned enterprises to boost revenue. Naval Chief commits to welfare personnel improve operational readiness. A Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors suspends strike after Presidency weighs in. A very good day to you and welcome to First Next News Port Harcourt. I am Becky Usoro. Now the news in full. President Bola Tinubu on Sunday arrived in Abu Dhabi, the capital of the United Arab Emirates, UAE, for the 2026 edition of Abu Dhabi Sustainability Week, ADSW 2026 Summit, taking place in the Emirates. The week-long summit is an annual event that mobilizes leaders from government, business, and society to chart the next era of sustainable development. Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, explained that ADSW will connect ambition with action across innovation, finance, and people, showcasing how the world can move forward with confidence. Away from that story, Vice President Kashim Shettima will, on Tuesday, chair the first Hadiza Bala Usman Governance Colloquium holding at the Transcorp Hilton, Abuja. According to the organizers, the event scheduled for 10 a.m. in a commemoration of the 50th birthday anniversary of the Special Advisor to the President on Policy and Coordination and Head, Central Results Delivery Coordination Unit, CRD-CU, Hadiza Bala Usman. Renowned public policy expert Dr. Joe Abba will speak on the theme, Leadership, Delivery, and the Courage to Serve. Abba's keynote address, according to the organizers of the event, will set the tone for a robust interrogation of the discipline and accountability required to sustain public sector performance through a panel discussion with policy and governance experts. The panel of experts will give deeper insights into the colloquium's theme, drawing from their extensive experience in policy formulation and institutional reforms. Moving on, the federal government has intensified efforts to raise more revenue from government-owned enterprises, GOEs, as part of a broader fiscal strategy to curb deficit and strengthen public finances. One of the efforts in the introduction by the Ministry of Finance Incorporated, MOFI, of a scorecard to track operational efficiency and compliance with corporate governance standards by the GOEs. The scorecard is already being implemented and is expected to guide decision-making on consolidation, expansion, or exit from investments. Also, there is the MOFI Excellence Awards, an annual initiative aimed at rewarding federal government portfolio companies that demonstrate strong compliance and performance based on the scorecard. Moving on, President Bola Tinubu committed to ensuring that armed forces and other security agencies are adequately equipped, properly motivated, and well cared for to enable them to discharge their constitutional responsibilities effectively and professionally. Defense Minister General Christopher Musa made this known at an interdenominational church service for the Armed Forces Celebration and Remembrance Day AFCRD 2026 in Abuja. The minister thanked President Tinubu for his unwavering support and commitment to the welfare of the troops and their families. Also in attendance were the Chief of Defense Staff CDS General Olufemi Oluyede, Inspector General Police IGP Kayode Betokun, as well as their spouses and senior servant and retired military and police officers. The minister, who was the immediate past Chief of Defense Staff, said that although the country is passing through challenging times, he is optimistic that the country will overcome them. The minister also thanked members of the armed forces and security agencies for their resilience in keeping the country safe. Moving on, the Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Ibas Abbas, has reaffirmed his commitment to enhancing personal welfare and improving overall operational readiness. He spoke during the continuation of his operational tour of ships, units, and establishments in the Eastern Naval Command. During an interactive section with officers and ratings of the command at the Nigerian Navy Primary School hold Ikot Ansar Calabar, the CNS reiterated that personnel welfare remains the central priority of his leadership. He stated that deliberate, structured, and sustainable measures were being implemented to close identified welfare gaps, improve living conditions, and reinforce support systems in all units, ships, and establishments. Vice Admiral Abbas commended the flag officer commanding Eastern Naval Command, Rear Admiral C.D. Okehi, as well as officers and ratings of the command, expressing satisfaction with their professional conduct and noting the absence of any adverse reports from the command. He underscored professionalism, discipline, and integrity as the foundational pillars of his command philosophy, urging the personnel to uphold these values consistently, and they remain indispensable to operational efficiency, service reputation, and mission success. Moving on, the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors, NARD, yesterday suspended its planned nationwide strike following the intervention of Vice President Kashim Shettima, who stepped in to address the critical concerns raised by the aggrieved doctors. The national president of NARD, Dr. Mohammed Suleiman, who confirmed the development to newsmen shortly after the meeting by its National Executive Council, NEC, said the vice president contacted NARD leadership and issued directives that led to the resolution of several outstanding issues, while appealing for additional time to allow other matters to be addressed. He added that a detailed communique outlining the resolutions and next steps will be released in the coming days. Moving on, the federal government and the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, will on Wednesday unveil a landmark agreement aimed at strengthening industrial harmony and improving teaching and learning conditions in Nigerian universities. The unveiling ceremony, according to Boriwo Folashade, spokesperson of the Ministry of Education, is scheduled to take place at the conference hall of the Tertiary Education Trust Fund, TED Fund, Maitama, Abuja. Folashade, in a statement, said the event will be presided over by the Minister of Education, Maruf Tunji Alausa, alongside the Minister of State for Education, Professor Suwaiba Said Ahmad. Folashade described the agreement as a significant milestone in the federal government's ongoing efforts to foster a stable, productive, and globally competitive higher education sector. She added, the agreement underscores the federal government's unwavering commitment to constructive engagement with critical stakeholders and the resolution of industrial issues through sustained dialogue, mutual understanding, and cooperation. Away from that story, the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA, has commenced Special Operational Enforcement Code named Operation Zero Tolerance for Non-Compliance in the Nigerian maritime domain. The directive was issued through a marine notice pursuant to the agency's statutory mandate under the NIMASA Act 2007, the Coastal and Inland Shipping, Cabotage Act 2003, the Merchant Shipping Act 2007, and other applicable regulations. Under this operation, all ship/vessel owners, operators, managers, international and national oil companies, masters and officers of merchant ships, shipping companies, shipping agents, charterers, offshore installations and platforms operators, vessel operators at the Free Trade Zones (FTZ), and maritime stakeholders operating or intending to operate within Nigerian waters are required to ensure full compliance with statutory requirements. According to a statement by the Deputy Director Head, Public Relations of NIMASA, Osage Edward, these include proper vessel registration, valid certifications, updated ownership documentation, adherence to cabotage provisions relating to vessel ownership, registration, manning, and build. The notice also emphasized the importance of timely payment and remittance of all statutory levies and fees as prescribed by law. Moving on, the chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Ola Olukayode has dismissed allegations that the agency targets opposition figures, insisting that its investigations are carried out without political considerations. He made a clarification in an interview with newsmen where he addressed criticism surrounding the EFCC's prosecution of a former Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami. According to the EFCC boss, the case against Malami is neither personal nor politically motivated, stressing that the investigation began long before he assumed office. He explained that the investigation into Malami predated his tenure as EFCC chairman, noting that he only inherited the case file. He disclosed that Malami had been under investigation for nearly 2.5 years, adding that the EFCC proceeded cautiously to ensure the case was solid before going to court. That's all on the news this hour. I am Becky Usoro from I and the entire team in Port Harcourt, Nigeria. Many thanks for watching. Bye for now.